It's just about fully dark now, so I'm not sure how it's going to record, but head on back. Stay off the back roads after it gets fairly dark. Try to give myself better ability to see deer on the road at night. Speed limit drops again, 45. So on the left, I don't know how well you can see it, on the weekends this is the Waldo flea market. It's open Saturday and Sunday 8 a.m. to 4:30 in the afternoon. I might actually try to come up here tomorrow in the morning first thing before I get started. Just take a quick walk through, see if I can find a couple car parts, and surprisingly nobody in town had the car parts that I've been searching for. Simple block-off plate for a radiator fill. Ooh, it's cold. So the flea market's far more popular in the summertime when warm weather. So if I do go, I don't think it'll be very busy tomorrow morning because it's cold. And I'm sure that a lot of the vendors are not going there during the December because it's cold. Probably don't want to sit outside in the freezing all day. I think it's $15 or something like that to have a table to set up at the flea market. It's the biggest flea market in the area, but it's still fairly small if you compare it to some of the other flea markets in Florida, especially in Fort Lauderdale. The swap shop is just an enormous flea market. I don't know how many acre it is. I'll have to look it up. It's a lot of acres. And then they have a drive-in movie, not one drive-in movie theater, they have a lot of different drive-in movies. I think they have like 10 different movie screens, and they still show drive-in movies. The guy that owns it has been offered a ton of money a bunch of times to sell the swap shop property because there's so many acres there. It's worth a fortune in Broward County. They used to have a circus there They used to bring in concert performers. I don't think they do either anymore. They just have the drive-in movie theater in the evenings. The circus was fairly popular with people to come out and see. And it wasn't just performers, acrobats, and clowns. They actually had a lot of circus animals. They had elephants, and I think they had a tiger act for a while, and bear act for a while. They had a lot of different things there. I don't know if it just got too much to maintain the circus, or why it got cut back and cut out eventually, but it did. Last time I went to the circus was actually not too long ago, about 7 years ago, when I worked for Broward County. There was an older lady that I worked with in her 60s that didn't drive. She'd take the bus, and she was a huge big cat fan, tigers and lions, and really wanted to go. So she asked me to take her, so I actually went to the circus with her. Drove this lady down to Miami so she could see the big cats. That was her big thrill for the year. And she was so excited. She was like a little kid on Christmas morning. But we went before the circus, and she actually got to talk to the tiger trainers and the big cat trainers, and they let her get fairly close and see the cats before the show. She was so excited. And then the next year after we went to that, actually the next year, she passed away suddenly, and it was unexpected. And they asked me to speak a little bit about her at her war memorial. So I talked a little bit about her and showed some pictures from taking her to Miami, to the Miami Arena for the circus. And then before that, it was a long time that I can remember going to the circus before that. The thing that I liked to used to do around the holidays this time, when I was a little kid in Pittsburgh, there was I can't remember if it was the Carnegie Science Center. Might have been them, maybe not, I don't know, but there was a group that put on a gigantic train display, Lionel trains, in Pittsburgh, and you paid admission to go see it, and they changed it every year. So each year it would be different scenery and setup. They changed it for the 4 different seasons. Every year they did a different season. One year it was winter, and the train setup would be going through a winter display with ice skaters and skiers on ski lifts, and so each of the different seasons and setups was different. It was really neat to see as a little kid. I was fascinated by trains as a little kid. I still think they're awesome. When we lived in Pittsburgh when I was a little kid, at one point we lived right near the railroad tracks. so the house would like shake when the train went by. Almost like that movie. I'm trying to think what movie that was. Maybe it was Blues Brothers or something. It's an older movie where they lived right next to the railroad track. Was the big tradition was setting up a train set every year under the Christmas tree. It's cold. I have to find my gloves. I have a set of gloves that have the leather gloves have a set of like gloves for inserts inside the motorcycle gloves. These ones are just the leather gloves. They're not anywhere near as warm. The rest of me is okay, but my hands are freezing right now. Christmas lights. Stop this gas station for a minute. See if I can get something warm to drink. Try to warm up my hands.